And May is Childhood Mental Health Awareness Month. So in honor of that, on today's In the Know, we're learning more about child's mental health and also factors that could influence a child's mental health and symptoms to look out for and also what you can do to help. So we're joined by Dr. Kyle Berkey from OSF Healthcare. Dr. Berkey, thank you so much for coming in this morning.
My pleasure to be here. Thanks for having me.
Of course. So a very important topic we're discussing here today. So in terms of childhood mental health, what types of mental illnesses are the most common in kids?
So in today's age, the most common really boil down to the anxiety and depression. And in the last couple of years, we have seen a skyrocketing in anxiety and depression, both individually and what we call comorbid disorders, which is the anxiety and the depression happening at the same time.
Oh, wow. And you said there's been an uptick in recent years. Do we know what's driving that uptick?
So the research is ongoing, but there's a lot of different factors. I think some of those factors really boil down to the social interactions that our children and adolescents are having nowadays. I think it's important to note a couple of things on that. Is social interactions can be one of the biggest sources of joy for our kids, but it can also be one of the biggest sources of distress for our kids as well.
Right.
And so I think it's important to note that the quality of those interactions is important. Face-to-face interactions have a tendency to be a little bit better as opposed to the online or the virtual interactions through social media.
Right. And what should a parent be looking out for? What, in terms of their child's mental health declining, what does that look like?
Yeah, there's so many different things, but I think some of the red flag warning signs really has to do with withdrawal. So if your child is withdrawing from activities that you used to find enjoyable, isolation, so isolating from in-person social interactions and staying more in their room. And then certainly if there's any substantial drop in grades or substantial mood change, those are all things to look out for.
And I'm guessing teachers and guardians, anyone who is involved in a child's life should also be looking out for those signs.
Yeah, absolutely. Well. I like to talk about what I call the 3 Ps of parenting, which is be present, be positive, be patient. And even though I say that's the 3 Ps of parenting, really that's anybody involved in a child's life, whether you're a teacher, a coach, a grandparent, a caregiver. If you can be present, truly present, not distracted by your phone or what's going on in your life when you're around your child, if you can be positive, staying positive, even amongst difficult times, and if you can be patient, and we all know we need to be patient because they're going to make mistakes, they're going to disobey, but if we can do those 3 Ps, we're going to have pretty much better outcomes.
Absolutely, and of course that is the goal, better outcomes.
Absolutely.
Absolutely, yes. And where can parents turn to if they do suspect that their child is struggling? Or where can they go to get help?
If they're seeing some of those red flags, I think your primary care physician is always a great place to start. Express your concerns there. At OSF, we have integrated behavioral health therapists right there in the primary care offices. So if you talk to the primary care physician, they can link you up to one of those therapists in that office. Your school is another great opportunity. Schools have been hiring social workers and counselors. If you talk to them and they see a further need, they can reach out to resources in the community for you as well.
Well, that's good to know that there's a lot of resources and a lot of help out there. Thank you so much, Dr. Berkey, for coming in this afternoon.
Absolutely, my pleasure.
Of course. And of course, if you or someone you know would like to join us here on In the Know, you can head to our website, 25newsnow.com. Go ahead and click on the Features tab and select In the Know, and then submit an interview request form. And we'll take a look at it, and we hope to have you joining us here on In the Know very soon. Stick around. We'll be right back with more news and weather after this break.